Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to City Skylines Green Cities, the Cleanup Crew Challenge here on the PS4. So last time out we got our road connected up over here and we started to lay down a framework for an expansion into this area. So what I want to do first of all is I want to use this bit of space here where we've got all these trees and we've got our road that runs along here. I want to use this to kind of recreate or expand that road around to here and then bring it up into that roundabout just over there, and then we can start to build in that area between the main road that we dropped in there and then obviously our sort of riverside road over here. It does mean we're going to have to move all of our water equipment over here, which is fine because it's kind of in a bit of a rough place at the moment. So let's do a little bit more terraforming. Let's go to level terrain. I'm going to pause so I can get rid of these power lines and we don't break everything. There we go. And we want to level our terrain out here. So let's go with a larger tool. We want to bring all this around, just cut out this little indent here because we're so close to the roundabout there that we need to have a little bit more space. So we're just going to raise this terrain up a little bit around here, like so. There we go. And we've got this kind of area that we started on. I'm going to expand this. Bring this out. It means we're going to have to relocate our garbage collectors. I'm sure they're probably going to break now that they're no longer in the water and they're just kind of floating. And we've run out of soil. Okay, let's take some from here then. As best we can. Take some from the very top as well. And we'll smooth all that out later. But for now I just need to get some more soil. There we go. Switch to a smaller tool for less of a sharp curved angle as well. And what I want to try and do now is create in this spot over here. I want to create our little water area, so we'll have maybe an intake area on one side and an output area on the other side. Increase the strength so we can speed this up a little bit. Try and straighten the edge off a little bit, just so it looks a little bit more man-made. We'll probably put some barrier walls down as well, some of the quayside, again, just to give it that kind of constructed, man-made kind of look. There we go. Let's get our quayside in. And we want this to... Actually, we're going to need to move these out of the way first of all. Just plonk these all out of the way. We actually can probably get rid of some of these now as well, because we've cleaned up quite a bit of the lake, as you can see. And we're going to try and stimulate some... going to try and stimulate some improvement in what's left of the lake with some water outlets where we need to as well. So let's just plonk all that stuff out of the way there. Now let's go to our quayside here. It's going to tell me that the shoreline's too high, isn't it? Okay, so let's take a little bit of the height off So go back to our level terrain. If we go down to that, oops, go down to that height through here. Let's actually pull back some of our soil for us as well. Push that forward. There we go. And again, lower it down on this side as well. Alright, that should work. So if we now try and put our quayside in here. Shoreline required. I might have to actually unpause time for a second, let things sort themselves out. So we could start seeing a few little problems crop up in the city while this kicks in, while the water sorts itself out. None of our water is actually connected up, so we're going to get some complaints about no water for a second. Yeah, there we go, look, that's the problem. All the water's rushing over the top of that terraforming we did. We're going to let that settle down. So while we wait for that, if we look over here, you can see, obviously we made those changes. We moved our main polluters here, the incinerator plants. We moved those over there, and look how much cleaner the ground is around here now. After just a short moment, that's all cleared away very, very nicely. You can see that water just flooding out everywhere. It'll come back to us. You see it's starting to already, some of it. The rest of it's kind of just pushing out, but here it comes. We're going to get a few flooded homes as well by the look of it. They'll be temporary. Now did you see a house levelling up under a flood condition? It's like, yeah, we always wanted an indoor swim pool. It looks like that's probably just going to keep drifting its way over towards the river before it finally just all evaporates. This stuff's almost back under complete control again. That, I think, could possibly end up sweeping through half the city. It's only minor. It'll clear away soon enough. There we go. This is all settling down again now, so let's go back to putting in our quay walls. Should now have a shoreline. Yes, there we go. Now we have what we needed. Trying to get this so it gives us a nice straight edge. Which is trickier than it might sound. Take that to there. Now we'll pause. There we go. Bring that across the bottom. It doesn't want to go across, it doesn't want to go straight either. Alright, let's get prepared to take some of that away. We'll come across to here. Come straight down. That's what we need. So we just need to get rid of a little bit of this edge just there. So, see if we can smooth that out a touch. Nope. It still doesn't want to do that. Let's go the other way. Let's just use the lower tool. Try and drop it down that way. Again, that might cause the water to play merry havoc, which means it might not let us do this. Get it to there. It's just that last little bit there for some reason doesn't want to go. Why is that? Alright, well, we'll do a curve on that side. Oh, that's a bit rough, isn't it? There we go. Oh, and I can actually go all the way across. Look, there we go. Oh, it still won't let me do that little bit. It's frustrating as hell. Alright, let me try something else instead. Try and take it out a little bit further. Nope, that's as far as it wants to go. It still doesn't want to go across there. So let's go back to putting a curve on the edge. Alright, water's going to go a bit crazy again. But while we think about getting that started, let's start setting up our kick-out points. We're just short, in terms of population, of getting what we need for the larger eco water sewage outlets. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get rid of the small ones that we've got, and we're going to use the standard water treatment reservoirs. I'm going to place those along here. And then we can just switch these out when we hit 26,000. Using the little camera pan trick there to get them to get as close as I can. And space for one more. Well, I haven't got enough coastline there yet. 3 should be enough, I hope. Let's get these plumbed. And we'll take the pipe all the way up. And then we're going to want our intake on the other side. Is it just the 2 of them that I've got? I think it is, isn't it? go. Let's put a third one in. Just to make sure. Or did we put a third one over here? No, they were outflows, weren't they? Yeah, it is just the two. Okay, so let's put a third one in anyway, just so we're future-proofing a little bit. Water would help, not power. There we go. And we'll pipe those together. And then we need some power to make sure that they're connected. So again, nice and simply, nice and straightforward, just run a little power connection there. And then run one up here. Let's take out these. Let's see if that's going to be enough. Sewage outflow to deal with that. We'll leave those two there as emergency backups for now. We need to get these generators connected to our grid. So I'll do that for now. Let's turn everything loose. There we go, it's the power taken care of, and the water taken care of as well. Just got to let the sort of floodwaters control themselves. You can see it's just a little bit of flood water over there that's finally dissipating. Everything else seems to be coming under control, and I'm hoping as well that all that movement that we've generated in the water will also... a little bit of flooding over here as well. What is that down there? There we go. It's our jet ski rental. Wow, look at the sudden shift in volume of water there. But I'm hoping that that will generate some movement to get the muck that we've kind of got left over going through our garbage, floating garbage collectors as well. So let's try and capitalise on that a little bit if we can by relocating some of these. Need to make sure I've got them over here in front of our sewage outlets. Stick another one here on the corner. The lake is still bobbling back and forth in terms of where its height is, which is why it keeps flooding our newly created area. It'll settle down in a moment. We've got all of these over here that are now just kind of sitting here, not doing anything, and you can see we're getting some movement with our current, so we want to capitalise on that and see if we can clear out some of this extra mess that we've got. And look how quickly that water has suddenly cleaned up as a result of getting that current moving the water through the collectors. Massively changed just how much pollution is actually in here. It's almost all gone already. That's incredible. So it took a little while, but we managed to almost completely clean the lake. It looks pretty bad, but if we actually look at the water level this way, we'll just use our info views for this, can't we? we take a look at our pollution level, you can see it's only a couple of little hotspots left now, and we're dealing with those at the moment. We can actually see some of those changes happening in real time. I think I'd actually quite like another one of those on there as well. Look, we just placed that one down, and already you can see that little clean area around it that's springing into action. So this water is going to be completely clean pretty soon, I think, at this rate. What is our water levels looking like at the moment? Oh yeah, we've got plenty of coverage there, so that's good. That's that main bit done. So now we can look at bringing our road around. So I'm going to slow time down like that, and let's continue with our sort of waterfront boulevard. Bring this through this way. And loop that up to the roundabout. Like that. There we go. So now we have a connection along here for traffic to use. And then obviously we can fill this section here with zoning for houses, for shops, maybe even a transport infrastructure of some kind. There's certainly no reason why we can't get a tram connection somewhere down here. We did have a little tram sort of hub somewhere around here, I think it was, that we kind of reworked ever, a little bit and then got rid of with the changes that we've made. Where did I leave the tram depot? Tram depot's still over there. I want to get rid of this tram connection and rework that so we can build into this area here as well, and then put the trams back in afterwards. But I want to build this section here with a tram that kind of runs through the heart of this area. So we're going to try and create our tram turning point first of all. So we go to one-way traffic. Find a straight line to work from. Put in our turning block. There we go. And then what we can do is we can then have pathways running down this way, and we can connect all of these areas up. So we want to go freeform, and we want the tram to kind of run through the middle of this area through here. We can have a couple of crossover points where the tram is going to run through, or over traffic, so there'll be like level crossings, etc. in places. And then as we get to here, we're going to take the tram line up. On a gradual climb. And then take it back down again. There we go, and then we can link this up here. And then connect it here. And now we've got our end-to-end route that runs through this area here, and we can put stops in all the way along here, which can make it our kind of residential pickup points all the way through there. So I need to get rid of this route, and we need to put a new route in. Let's see, we're using traffic which is going the other direction, so need to change direction here because we're using right-hand lane traffic. There we go. Let's put the stop in. So let's put in our stop on this side. And connect. There we go. Now I do need to actually connect our trams to the network. So, as a temporary thing, what we're going to do is do that, just as a temporary thing. And then that terrain will smooth out again when we take that connection off. But this now allows trams to come from the depot. So we should see them start to leave. Here they come. To go out and pick up those passengers and then obviously return to the depot when they go out of service. Why have we got a power issue over here? Oh, I broke power lines when I dropped in the bridge for the tram. There we go. Okay, we can fix that. There we go. Problem solved. So now that we've done that, let's start to look at bringing our roads together a little bit. What I want to try and do is create almost like little cul-de-sacs like that, and then we can have footpaths that kind of run off, connect the two bits, and have a path that comes down on one side. And I don't want everything to be just, you know, absolutely sort of a perfect grid system, or you know, perfect connections that just continually run all the way through. We don't want lots and lots of level crossings through here, just one or two at the most. Just need to figure out where to put them all. Let's put one here, I think. I'm going to take that piece out there and just put it back in, but a slightly different angle and slightly shorter. We can bring a road down here, connect that up. It would make more sense to go that way, wouldn't it? There we go, I've got a little bit of space here. Put a small little side road in just there. And you can see that this tram is going to run through the heart of this whole residential block through here, create a huge potential number of workers that can go straight over to the industrial / business area over here. And we can do something similar over here as well. We can have a tram network that runs through the heart of an area and then links up to this route over here, so that we've got trams of different servicing different areas, all connecting and converging in a single area over here, which means we'd need to rework our tram connection over there a little bit, but that's fine. We want to have those sort of options available. Let's extend this road through there as well. You can see we've got these gaps in our zoning. They'll disappear as soon as we get rid of these power lines, so I'm not too worried about those just yet. Let's start zoning, or start putting in water piping first of all for this extended area over here. It's a little bit messy. This is partly from where the old water connections were, in terms of pipes and overflows and things like that, so we can certainly tidy things up in that respect. Again, it's a real mess over here. I'm going to have to pause this while we just take out all the old pipe. So I can figure out how I want to try and zone all this in. I think just running straight across the bottom is going to be the easiest and most efficient way for us to do this. So we just run across here like this. Potentially there'll be a little bit there that we'll need to drop an extra bit of pipe in, but that's fine. And if I run at a straight angle up from here, if it'll let me. Yeah, there we go. And for this bit, just for the sake of convenience, I am going to revert to my usual kind of way of dropping in pipes in a quite sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Efficient manner. You know, minimising the amount of pipe that needs to be put down to maximise the coverage. Like that. And then we need to get that linked up. In various places. Gonna need a little bit here. Nothing too drastic. Yeah, that works. Everything's connected up. And there you can see we have good water coverage. So now let's start to create our new kind of neighbourhoods. We'll do something in this space here, but I'm not quite sure yet exactly what that's going to be. Let's drop in some commercial bits first. Have a little street of commercial buildings that runs through, connecting the two roads. And also, I figure, if we're going to have trams whizzing through here all the time, it makes sense to, you know, cut down on the noise perhaps a little bit by putting in residential. We might possibly have a problem with noise around here. If that's the case, we can always, you know, do something else through here. Maybe put a park along the side here instead, if it's a little bit too noisy. See how it gets on. Or maybe we could drop our schools in there or something. I don't know. There's something that we could do with those areas. Just need to figure out exactly what. Again, we could possibly have noise issues through here because it's so close to the tram lines. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on the citizens, see if they complain about the noise. If they do, yeah, we'll do what we can. We could even just zone them back a bit so they're only two blocks as opposed to 3 and 4, and then maybe put some trees in. See if that helps to soften the impact of noise. There we go. So we've got a nice little block of residential there, a little bit of commercial just there. Let me check on my services. I think that might be partly why this area devalued so much as well, is that we took away the police and fire coverage of this area, and also the health coverage, I think, as well, possibly. So that might explain why that area has tanked quite so much. Let's put police and fire on this kind of junction here next to the main road, where they're going to have decent access either side to head off and deal with whatever needs to be dealt with. And where can I squeeze in the medical? Just there. So that'll give a boost to our area that's had a reduction in land value, and obviously a big boost to our area that's just being created here. Let's take a look, wait for stuff to start zoning. I can hear some pings. Hopefully these land value issues will start to go away. Yep, there we go. Now that we've added those services back in, those areas are definitely starting to improve in terms of value. Let's add in some stops on our tram line. In fact, actually, let's as well, we need to put our pathways in, don't we? So if we're going to have a stop just here, which we almost certainly are, then I need to be able to there we go, that's better. And then from here I can perhaps... Nope. There we go. We can put some trees and stuff in those little gaps. But that's a perfect spot for us to stick a tram stop. You know what, you won't let me stick a stop here now. Oh no, perfect. Look at that. That's beautiful. We've got a little bit of commercial going in over there. So we've got to stop there. It's only on one side of the road. Why is it not on that side? There we go. We're going to want another one over here. I'm actually going to move that to there. There we go. We're going to stop near the actual road junction. Then it's an easy crossing point for our tram people, for people on the tram route there as well. Plus, we can put a path in that shortcuts up through here if we want to. We've got our terminal stop just there. We certainly want to stop over here. That might be a little too close to the road. We'll leave it as that for now, just those 3 stops and between the terminals. Suppose we could do with a footbridge, couldn't we? Take these paths out like that. Connect that path like that. And then that leaves me space for a footbridge. I hope. There we go. I need to get some power into these shops. We'll do a temporary power line. We've got no demand for residential at the moment visible. But the population is going up, so some housing is improving. It's just there's so much available residential zoning that it's not going to register anything for a while, which is fair enough. I can hear buildings pinging still as well. Just not seeing where the pings are coming from. Ah, looks like some of our property over here is improving. Is it me or has the water level dropped? Didn't that used to be right up here against the edge? Maybe. Weird. The rest of the commercial stuff over here is starting to fill up. We're still waiting for any residential over here to pop in. I could maybe try and stimulate some growth by dropping taxes for residential property down. See if that gets a spurt of people to come in. And that's 26,000. Wasn't that what we needed for our next milestone? Oh, it's 36. 36,000. Oh, I'm way off then. Here's our conditions, our win-lose conditions. You can see our citizen health isn't quite there at the moment. Our drinking water pollution under 1%. It's actually at 1% at the moment, so we need to reduce that down a little bit more. And our population, we're a third of the way there. So we're getting there, bit by bit. A bit more flood water appearing. We'll try and sort out that quayside a bit more as well, now that the water's calmed down. There we go. And then we'll smooth this out. And again, we'll have to come back and revisit this slightly once the power lines are gone. Try and create that nice gradual slope, so that if we need to run a road down here, which we may well do, to have a flood control area, then the roads will be a decent kind of gradient rather than ridiculously steep. There we go. I just need to raise the height back over here again. Just to get that to go into the ground like that. There we go. And then just very, very lightly, if I get the strength right down, just smooth that. Yeah, there we go. It actually looks like it's a bit more organic, a bit more natural now. I like that. Right. Do we have any residential growth? No. We still don't have any residential growth in this area. Oh, no, wait. We're getting a little bit. A couple of people have moved in. Literally just a couple of people, but we are getting some people moving in. That's good. So what I'll do is I'll just leave this to run like this for a little while between episodes, just to try and stimulate a little bit more growth in this area, and then we'll see how that all kind of works out when we come back. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more of our cleanup crew challenge here for Green Cities City Skylines on the PS4 very soon.